The night Venezuela fell silent, the world changed. No warning, no announcement, no second chance. Under the cover of darkness, as Caracas slept uneasily beneath flickering streetlights, a single operation unfolded, one that would shatter diplomatic norms, ignite global outrage, and bring the United States and China to the edge of a historic confrontation. By sunrise, the unthinkable was confirmed. The president of Venezuela had been captured, not overthrown by his own people, not removed through elections, but taken by force by the most powerful military on earth. Within minutes, the story exploded across global headlines. Markets trembled, governments panicked, and in Beijing, alarms rang, because this was not just about Venezuela. This was a challenge to the world order itself. The United States justified the operation with powerful words: justice, accountability, international law. Washington declared that the Venezuelan leader had crossed a line so severe that sovereignty could no longer protect him. According to U.S. officials, crimes that poison nations and destroy lives cannot hide behind borders or titles. But to many around the world, those words rang hollow, because history remembers moments like this, moments when power decides the rules. Inside Venezuela, chaos erupted like a storm. Government buildings locked down, military units fractured. Protesters flooded the streets, some celebrating, others screaming betrayal. Families huddled around radios and phones, desperate for clarity. Rumors spread faster than facts. Was this liberation or occupation? Was this justice or humiliation? Within hours, an interim authority was announced, but its voice echoed in a country that no longer trusted anyone. And then came China. Beijing did not whisper. It roared in a statement that shook diplomatic circles. China condemned the United States with rare fury, calling the capture an illegal act of aggression and a violation of the very foundations of international law. Chinese officials accused Washington of behaving like an empire, not a nation acting as judge, jury, and executioner. China demanded the immediate release of Venezuela's president and called for an emergency session of the United Nations Security Council, but behind the statements was something deeper: fear, anger, and calculation, because Venezuela is not just a distant nation to China. It is oil, it is energy security. It is years of investment and strategic partnership. It is proof that China's influence stretches beyond Asia and into America's traditional backyard. And now, that influence had been challenged publicly and violently. To Beijing, this was a warning shot. If the United States could seize a president today, who would it seize tomorrow? The response from Washington was cold and firm. The United States rejected China's accusations outright, insisting that no leader is above the law. American officials argued that sovereignty should not be a shield for criminal behavior, and that global justice demands action, not excuses. This was not regime change, they said. This was enforcement. But the world heard something else. A message. Power still rules. Russia quickly entered the storm, backing China and accusing the United States of modern imperialism. Moscow warned that the arrest of a sitting president by foreign forces opens a door that cannot be closed. If this precedent stands, Russia argued, global stability will collapse. Latin America watched in silence and fear. Some governments condemned the act quietly. Others said nothing at all, because many understood the unspoken question hanging in the air. Could we be next? Across Europe, leaders urged restraint. They spoke of law, process, and diplomacy, but their words carried little weight in a world where tanks and aircraft had already spoken. At the United Nations, the Security Council became a battlefield without weapons. China and Russia demanded condemnation. The United States blocked every move. Resolutions died before they were born. The institution meant to protect global peace stood frozen power. Meanwhile, the global economy felt the shock. Oil prices surged and dipped with every rumor. Markets reacted to uncertainty. Investors feared escalation, because this crisis was no longer contained, it was spreading. Behind closed doors, analysts warned that the United States and China were entering a new phase 1, more dangerous than trade wars or diplomatic insults. This was about legitimacy, about who decides what justice looks like, about who controls the rules of the world. China intensified its alliances. The United States tightened its stance. Both sides hardened their narratives, yet neither moved toward direct war. Not yet, because war between these two giants would not be fought on one battlefield. It would be fought everywhere, in economies, in diplomacy, in cyberspace, in influence over nations caught in between.